Melania Trump making a surprise visit to a Texas facility housing immigrant children without their parents. The trip comes a day after President Trump signed an executive order ending the controversial policy of family separation. Now, many say Melania was the driving force behind getting that executive order signed in the first place. My panel to discuss now, Lee Carter, GOP communication strategist, along with Heather Higgins, Independent Women's Forum chairman. Heather, let me start with you. I think it was a pleasant surprise. It was a positive surprise. What did you make of the whole thing?
I wasn't surprised. The president and his wife have been very clear from the beginning that they welcome immigration. He's married two immigrants, right? So obviously that's not quite a stickler for him. What they have a problem with is illegal immigration, and they're serious about it, but they've also been very clear from the beginning that they are very concerned and do not like this business of having to separate children. She is a strong and talented woman who has her own agency, as much as there's this sort of infantilization that you often see in the media where they're assuming that she's doing things because somebody's forcing her to say something or do something. And, I'm not going to fault Michelle Obama for not going to these facilities when the separation of children was occurring. But I'm going to praise Melania Trump for actually wanting to go see it for herself. I think that's really admirable, and we all ought to be celebrating that.
Lee, I don't think her position is a surprise. I just thought the trip this morning caught a lot of people off guard. I think it was well timed, obviously, and I think it echoes the sense that, to Heather's point, this is something that she feels very deeply about, and I think she, perhaps Kelly and some of the other women, particularly associated with the White House, seemed like they were also major forces with respect to President Trump making this executive order sooner rather than later.
I think that this was a very good first step in repairing what's happened and over the last couple of weeks with this story breaking and being so at the fore. I am very, very concerned about the impact this is going to have on the Republican Party going into the midterms, because there are so many people who are so outraged. It's not just going to get fixed by one visit. It's not going to get fixed by this, just the executive order. It's going to be a series of symbolic gestures, a series of actions, a series of things that are going to show that Republicans are willing to take a stand here and get things fixed. And so it was a great first step, but I think that's all it was.
But it really falls to Congress to do that. I'm not even sure that his executive order will stand up. These are not Trump's policies. There has been a long-standing decision that if you have an incarcerated adult, that you can't keep children with them. If you are at all serious about stopping illegal immigration and not having it be an open invitation to just come in illegally so long as you've got a kid with you, which is basically, as I actually would disagree with you, because I think the fact that the left pivoted so quickly, there wasn't a nanosecond of saying thank you for putting the kids with their parents. They were already ready to say that's not good enough. None of these facilities are good enough. These facilities are Auschwitz, which is ludicrous if you have looked at them. And to do that makes it very transparent that this was a cynical political act on their part. And the only thing that makes the issue go away for them is complete open borders, to which perhaps the best response is maybe we people at the border and we explain. If you want to stay with your children, stay on that side of the border. I think if you want to come in illegally, not legally, but illegally, then there is going to be this process that you need to go through.
And I think that your opinion is reflecting very much of what the Republican opinion is and the Trump supporter opinion is. My expertise is in public opinion, and my opinion is that independents and Democrats right now are outraged, and it's going to take more than an executive order and a visit by Melania Trump to go down there once that's going to say that this is going to be okay. I may or may not agree with this personally, but I think the public...
Despite all the holes in some of the media commentary, photos that were from the Obama administration overlooking a lot of things, you're saying from a PR point of view and the impact so far, this is a loss right now for Republicans in the White House.
Absolutely.
It is a short-term loss, because I also specialize in independents, not in the base voter. And that is a problem because the mainstream media has been so monolithic in the setup to this, acting as though 2014 photos are 2016 and presenting only one side of the argument. But over time, I think that they are going to be undercutting themselves by the extreme lengths to which they are going.
Well, I'm glad the executive order was made, and I'm really glad Melania Trump made the trip. And ladies, thank you both for your expertise.